Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And yes, I have my lighting and I have my fan. How you doing in YouTube land? So I want to thank yet again Tara, the living goddess of Bookhaven Books, because it was during one of the Bookhaven Books Silent Book Club meetups last year in 2024 that she had a book which was available for purchase. It was a hardcover, Feybound, which was written by Saara El-Arifi. Also, now I refer to her more often than not as the Saara El-Arifi. So, the Saara El-Arifi is also the author of the Ending Fire Trilogy, and I recently finished reading the first book in that trilogy, The Final Strife. And I want to tell you, her fantasy novels have spoiled me. I'm really big in world building, number one. I'm really big in novels being longer than 300 pages, number two. And I love the fact that the Saara El-Arifi is not only a British woman, she is a woman of color, and she writes books that are based in African and Arabian mythology. She happens to be of Ghanaian, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Sudanese origin. So let me tell you a little bit, and of course, I mean, the fact of the matter is that recently, 3 of my 4 cats have engaged in what I've been calling feline parkour, which is why this book is a little more than messed up, at least in the first few pages, because not only did they knock down this book, but they knocked down a bottle of Black Narcissus perfume cologne, or cologne, which, anyway. So, before I get into the book, let me just tell you what the book consists, what the book consists of. So, it has opening pages, beginning pages. It has sections or excerpts from the novel, has maps, has a prologue, has 5 parts, lots of chapters. It has more than 40 chapters. It also has what I love is a short story set before the events of the Final Strife. And it has an excerpt on the second in the series, The Battle Drum. It also has a glossary, and I've come to really love the glossaries in her novels. And the interesting thing is I get so consumed by the novel that I don't even go back and forth with the glossary, which to me is a really good sign. I'm going to read the synopsis of this book. This first book of a visionary fantasy trilogy with its roots in the mythology of Africa and Arabia, quote, sings of rebellion, love, and the courage it takes to stand up to tyranny, end of quote, said by Samantha Shannon, author of The Priory of the Orange Tree. As 3 women band together against a cruel empire that divides people by blood. The Aktabar, a set of trials held every 10 years to find the next ember rulers of the empire, is about to begin. All can join, but not just anyone can win. It requires great skill and ingenuity to become the future wardens of strength, knowledge, truth, and duty. Scylla was destined to win the trials and be crowned Warden of Strength. Stolen by blue-blooded rebels, and when I say blue-blooded, when I'm reading blue-blooded, I mean literally their blood is blue. She was raised with a duster's heart, forged as a weapon to bring down from within the red-blooded embers regime of cruelty. But when her adopted family was brutally murdered, those dreams of a better future turned to dust. However, the flame of hope may yet be rekindled, because Sila wasn't made to sparkle. She was born to burn. And it's up to her whether she rules the empire or destroys it. There is something about this novel that just consumed me. And when I say consumed me, I mean it was like I put every other book on the back burner to read this book. And now a short bio of the Saara El-Arifi. Saara El-Arifi is the international best-selling author of The Final Strife, the first part of a trilogy inspired by her Ghanaian and Sudanese heritage. El-Arifi knew she was a storyteller from the moment she told her first lie. What a brilliant way to introduce an author, I'm telling you. Over the years, she has perfected her tall tales into epic ones. She has lived in many countries, had many jobs, and owned many more cats, or rather been owned by many more cats. Am I right? She currently resides in London, UK, as a full-time procrastinator. She has a website, she has Twitter, she has Instagram, and she has TikTok. And believe it or not, I am not following her on any one of them. Although I do believe I did sign up for her newsletter via her website. And I have a thing about following too many public figures on social media. Then again, I have a thing about following too many people on social media, but I digress. To call this novel epic is a gross understatement. To call this novel mastery in world building is almost a gross understatement. I love the fact that there are more people of color in the book. I love the fact that there are people who are gay, people who are non-binary. It is natural. It's not a big deal. And that's the thing that I really dig about her novels. People that are not binary, people that are non-binary, people that are gay, that are lesbian, that are bisexual, that are pansexual. It's just like as natural as breathing. As natural as, a tree grows from the ground. It is nothing spectacular. It is nothing like, a gay character. It's not like that. It just happens to be like, here's a gay character. Here's a non-binary character. Here's a trans character. And the trans character helps people avoid persecution and death and torture. So she doesn't have time for a romantic life. She doesn't have time for a social life because she's trying to save her people from being exterminated, which just blows my mind. And she is probably one of the undersung characters in this novel. And I say that just as a matter of course. But the fascinating thing is that in this novel, in this world, if you will, there is a third gender, and they are referred to as musawa. They are neither male nor female. They are essentially both. And it just fascinates me how it's just a natural thing. I mean, goddess knows, I've watched so many books, I've read so many books, and watched so many movies and TV shows where it's like, a gay character. It's a lesbian. It's a bisexual. It's like a big deal. And yet it's not. Because you know why? Because straight people aren't a big deal. Like, seriously, it's like somebody's going to take a soundbite and wreck what I just said. I know it. Mark my words. It's like, it's just natural. It's like, hey, look, there are white people, but hey, there are black people. Hey, there are Asian people. Hey, there are people who are mixed. Look, there are albino people. Look, there are people that have melanin. Melanin be poppin', bitches. It's just so natural. Male, female, non-binary, bisexual, gay, lesbian, pansexual, asexual, aromantic, ace. It's just like as natural as breathing. It's like there's no show here. There's no spectacle here. What's that expression? Nothing to see here. Move it along, folks. But I digress. I love her novels. I love anything she writes. I've already informed Tara, the living goddess who founded Bookhaven Books, that I am ready to purchase the Battle Drum. And I'm telling you, I am absolutely looking forward to not only the Battle Drum, the second in the Ending Fire Trilogy, but I am also looking forward to Cursebound, the second in the Feybound Trilogy, which is scheduled to be published next month, February 2025, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm going to be reading 2 of her books at the same time. You watch. But for right now, let me just say a big and beautiful and bountiful thank you to the Saara El-Arifi for writing these amazing fantasy novels that are so captivating and so beautiful and so rapturous and so, if I read this book while I'm on a train or a bus, I'm going to miss my stop. And it has happened. It has happened. A lot of the books that I purchased from Bookhaven Books, it's like I missed my stop and I need to get back on the train or get back on the bus, and it's like, oh, here we go again. So I need to be careful. But I will tell you that, I mean, I could just keep raving about this book and raving about this author. And of course, I want to thank all of you in YouTube land for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, and all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. I want to thank those of you who have scheduled your sessions. I have already conducted my first readings of 2025, the year of mountains of millions of dollars, and I already have appointments scheduled as far in advance as May 2025. I still have some availability in January, and some in February, and some in March of 2025. Strangely enough, I have nothing in April. I find that almost bizarre at this point. But as always, another thank you and another big and beautiful and juicy hug to Tara for her energy, for being a fellow Cuban, for her mission, for her vision, for her great juju, and for introducing me to some badass authors. And of course, to all of you in YouTube land, as always, stay in tune with your intuition. Stay in tune with the moon. Stay safe. Stay well. Stay hydrated. Free Luigi. And stay tuned for the next video. Pa pa pa!